Now, the video we just watched was an introduction to the science of gene expression. I want you to hold on to that concept that we all have the potential to alter our genetic futures by the way we choose to live our lives and the products we put in our bodies. We've said this many times before on this very stage. And today, I'm going to show you how our new Serenity sleep system influenced the genes of our Serenity clinical trial subjects. This epigenetic study was part of the larger Serenity sleep system trial just discussed. You'll recall Dr. Stevens shared that the design was a before and after type of sample collection. To measure the epigenetic outcomes, we collected blood samples at the beginning and then at the very end of the trial. From those blood samples, we can see what each person's epigenetic profile looks like before using the sleep system, and then compare that to the after patterns in their genetic profile. The only thing that changed during the trial is that they were using the Serenity sleep system. Here's what a genome-wide epigenetic screen of more than 10,000 genes looks like. This is called a volcano plot. Don't worry, you don't need to remember this, okay? And each one of these dots represents one of the genes we studied. This is our data. The ones you see in red are genes that were dialed down, just like that dimmer switch we saw a moment ago. And the ones in green are the genes that were dialed up or turned on, not just a little. These genes were modulated more than 5-fold. That's like turning up that dimmer switch to fully light up the room. Let me show you the data on the 3 most interesting genes in our data set. The first gene I want to tell you about is DNM3TB. Just rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it? DNM3TB. Oh, it's just beautiful. This gene is expressed diurnally, meaning daily, and is involved in maintaining our healthy circadian rhythms. In our clinical trial, we saw DNM3TB expression statistically significantly increased after 6 weeks using the Serenity sleep system as part of their daily sleep routine. As I said, DNM3TB, there it is again, just rolls right off the tongue, is a gene that supports healthy sleep through the maintenance of circadian rhythms. Circadian rhythms are critical to our sleep cycles. The adjusted p-value for this gene is 0.03, which means we are 97% assured that the result we saw in our study is due to the use of the Serenity sleep system and nothing else. Okay, you ready for the next gene? This one I think you're going to like. All right, stick with me. This next gene is called LRP5. Sound familiar? No, not our loyalty rewards program, but just as valuable. LRP5 is better known as LDL receptor-related protein 5. This gene is involved in our metabolic function, and its expression is affected by the quality of our sleep. LRP5 gene expression was significantly increased by using the doTERRA Serenity sleep system. LRP5 expression is increased when sleep is improved, and it supports glucose metabolism and cellular fitness. The adjusted p-value here is again 0.03. That number is my Christmas morning. Okay, and now my favorite, the last gene I'm going to share with you, I affectionately call ZIMZ2. ZMIZ2, ZIMZ2, is a gene that is involved in regulating the STAT family of signaling transcription factors. The STAT family is one of the most important of all the signaling pathways in the human body and is involved in immunity, inflammatory response, and sleep. ZIMZ2 has also been associated with circadian rhythms, and in particular, the ease of waking up after sleep. ZIMZ2 was significantly upregulated in healthy subjects using the doTERRA Serenity Sleep System. In other words, using doTERRA Serenity Sleep System may lead to increased expression of ZIMZ2. This data is evidence of what I shared with you yesterday. This is not just about the amount of sleep you can get by using the Serenity Sleep System. It's about the quality of sleep you get. And that quality of sleep is determined by what changes happen in your body and in your cells that improve your health and wellness. Another way to say this: using the new Serenity Sleep System is not only about increasing our sleep length and quality in subjective terms. This system will help you to get what your body requires from sleep to be more healthy.